Cat Zingano versus Gabrielle Holloway is a women's featherweight bout. Cat Zingano has a cheater record of 10 wins, 4 losses. Gabrielle Holloway has a cheater record of 6 wins, 5 losses. Alright, so first off, Cat Zingano is currently 38 years old, and Gabrielle Holloway is only 30 years old, which means in this fight, Gabrielle Holloway is going to have an age advantage. Alright, so Cat Zingano, she had a pretty good start to her career, as she started with a 6-fight win streak, which got her into Invicta FC, where she ended up fighting Raquel Pennington and ended up beating her in the second round by rear naked choke. After that win, she was actually invited onto the Ultimate Fighter finale, where she ended up fighting Miesha Tate, where she ended up getting the win by third round KO. After that win, she ended up fighting the best women's fighter of all time in Amanda Nunes, and she actually won with a third round TKO victory. After that win, she ended up getting a title shot against Ronda Rousey, who most people consider either the second or third best women's fighter of all time, but she ended up losing that fight by first round armbar in just 14 seconds. Now, after that loss, she ended up fighting 2 other really good fighters in Juliana Pena and Ketlen Vieira, and ended up losing to Juliana by unanimous decision and Ketlen Vieira by split decision. After those 3 losses, she ended up fighting Marion Reneau and ended up getting the win by unanimous decision. But in her next fight against future title challenger Megan Anderson, she ended up getting injured in her eye in the very first round in just about 1 minute, and ended up losing that fight. Now, that was all the way back in 2018. She's coming into this fight in 2020 at the end of the year, so it's been 2 years of her layoff. Alright, now, let's take a look at her opponent, Gabrielle Holloway. Alright, so Gabrielle Holloway started her career with 3 straight wins, with 2 of those wins coming by unanimous decision, and 1 of those wins coming by first round rear naked choke. But in her next fight against Latoya Walker, she ended up getting her first loss by unanimous decision. After that loss, she came back with a third round KO victory, but in her next fight against former title holder inside of Bellator, Julia Budd, she ended up losing by unanimous decision. After that loss, she fought a fighter with a record of 2 wins, 2 losses in Brittany Elkin, but ended up losing that fight by unanimous decision. After that loss, she came back with a very close win against Andrea Wawaro and ended up winning that fight by split decision. But in her next fight against Arlene Belkovi, she ended up losing inside of Bellator by split decision. After that loss, she left Bellator for KOTC, where she ended up fighting Amanda Bell, who has a record of 4 wins, 4 losses, and ended up losing the fight by unanimous decision, but came back to Bellator with a win over Alex Dufresne by ground and pound TKO in the second round. Alright guys, this fight, it's another gimme. Bellator seems to be doing this quite often, giving gimme fights to older fighters in their career, like Cat Zingano, like Phil Davis. These guys are just going to get the win so easily. Cat Zingano, she's going to dominate on the feet. Even if this gets to the ground, she has amazing ground and pound. She can dominate there as well. I think this fight goes a distance all the way, 3 rounds, and I think Cat Zingano is going to get the win by unanimous decision. Alright, if you agree, disagree, or have something to say, make sure to put in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to back to every single one of those comments. Make sure to like, subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss the absolute best MMA content out there. It's been fun, but I'm out of here.